Hi everyone, welcome back to Sherman's Showroom Kitchen. I'm Tori, and today we're going to be making a peach cobbler. The recipe will be in the comments or description below, and it's really just a combination of a whole lot of recipes that I picked my favorite parts from, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let's get started. We're going to have our peaches. Today I'm using frozen because I couldn't find any fresh ones at the store, but we're going to start by cubing those up. This recipe is going to call for about 12 peaches, so I grabbed 3 bags. That way we have plenty because I like lots of filling. Okay, you don't need to worry about thawing them out if you're using frozen because we're going to cook them in a pan with some sugar and then we're going to bake them too. So it'll actually give it a nice texture. I will say, for being frozen, these peaches are really pretty. Why does this look like a game? Once you're done cutting up all your peaches, we're gonna put a skillet on medium heat, put a little bit of butter in the pan, and get that all melted, so that we can start cooking our peaches and sugar and spices. We're going to add our 3 tablespoons of butter to our pan to start getting our peaches going. The pan that I'm using is a little small, so I'm going to cook my peaches in 2 batches. And we're going to add half of our sugar and spice mixture. And this is going to have some dark brown sugar, some granulated sugar, cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. We're going to keep stirring this until all of our sugar is nice and dissolved. Let's put in just a sprinkle of nutmeg too. Let's make our slurry. It's going to be 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and just enough water to make it a little bit wet. We have our slurry here. We're going to mix it all together. The slurry is just going to give a nice thickness to the sauce that the peaches are in. We're going to keep cooking this until the sauce has thickened, and then we're going to take it off of heat. Okay, now that we have the peach filling done, we're going to add a little bit of butter to the bottom of our pan that we're going to make the cobbler in, and put it in the oven while it's preheating so that the butter melts. And then we'll take it out and put our crust in. We're going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to dust our surface with flour before we start rolling out the dough. Now we're rolling out the dough. You can use store-bought or homemade. I made mine last night, and I included the recipe for the crust in with the rest of the peach cobbler recipe. This is a pie crust. You can use any pie crust that you prefer. We're just dividing it into 2 so that we have our upper and lower crusts. Now that we're preheated and have our butter melted, we're going to get it out of the oven so we can start putting our crusts in the pan. Don't need quite this much, so we're going to trim it to size. Looks good. Let's put our filling in. Now we're going to roll out our top crust just like we did the bottom. And since we have some extra, we're going to cut it down to size. There. then I'll lay it on and cut the last bit. Looks like we're just a tiny bit narrow, but not much. It'll be good. Now we're gonna make an egg wash and put it on top of the crust so it looks pretty. The egg wash just makes the crust look nice and pretty and shiny and brown nicely. Gonna kind of scramble it nicely. We're gonna put it on with a pastry brush and just wipe it on a nice thin layer. Now that we're done with our egg wash, we're gonna just put a nice cinnamon sugar sprinkle over the top and get some caramelization on that crust. So now we're gonna put this in the oven, bake it 375 for about 40 minutes or until golden brown. All right, I think we're done. Let's get it out of the oven. Look at that. All right, this looks amazing. So now you can go ahead, serve it up, put it in a bowl with some ice cream. It will be absolutely delicious. Again, the recipe is going to be in the comments or the description. And if there's any other recipes you would like us to try, let us know. Thanks for joining us.